What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today I want to talk to you about the World Championships, also the Manga Rare from OP07 for what it's worth. We can have a look at that one as well, because I don't know, I need to talk about that as well, alright? It'll fit into here. But what we've got is information about the World Championships, and I, for one, am absolutely delighted. Now look, I'm not playing at Worlds. At this stage, I'll be honest with you, it's in 3 weeks' time. I don't currently have any plans to go to Worlds. Maybe there's some last-minute change. I'm probably not going to be at Worlds. But I can still appreciate how cool this stuff is. We've got a playmat. And it's awesome. And it is a playmat which is available at Worlds. It's actually a playmat they've been hinting at for a while. Because in a few videos, I've shown you this key art of the World Championships. Well, now this playmat is in there. So players at Worlds, and there's not that many players at Worlds. It's also kind of huge World Championships like Pokemon has, with hundreds and hundreds of players, but it's still an extremely cool playmat. It's Gear 5 Luffy. People are going to love it. But what's that I hear you say? A playmat alone is not good enough. What about the sleeves? Well, we've got sleeves as well. And it's Gear 5 Luffy. And the whole Gear 5 Luffy discourse has been very interesting to me. Because I know there are a bunch of fans, especially when the anime aired, that didn't like Gear 5 Luffy because it's a bit silly and over the top as a theme, as a mechanic, call it what you will. But Oda himself has basically come out and said, look, this is supposed to be silly. It's like a cartoon. I believe I read somewhere it's supposed to be a bit like Tom and Jerry. This is what Gear 5 Luffy is supposed to be. I want it on the record that I think Gear 5 Luffy is brilliant, but I know some people were hoping for it to be a bit more serious. They did not get their wish. And I bring this up, I discuss this because when we look at the Gear 5 Luffy stuff from Worlds, it is not going super serious. We've gone a little bit silly. But there is a Dawn card, which is being given out, a special Worlds Dawn card, and this one is a bit more sensible. It's not Gear 5 Luffy, it's Luffy with the scar and the straw hat. I love this Dawn. I think this Dawn is absolutely spectacular. I think this Dawn is absolutely brilliant. And look, it's still just a Dawn card at the end of the day, right? It's your generic Dawn we've had since the generic Dawn we were getting in packs in OP01. It gives your character an extra 1,000 power. But it's got exclusive artwork of Luffy. It's got the Championship 2023 logo on. And this comes up in other card games. I know that the championships are actually happening in March 2024. But it is still the 2023 Championship Series, so that's why it looks slightly confusing. It is the 2023 Championships, despite the fact that it's happening in 2024 technically. And this is awesome. And according to the live stream and my rudimentary Japanese, I'm pretty sure these are all participation prizes. So if you've qualified for Worlds, you get the playmat, you get the sleeves, you get the Dawn. And look, if you've qualified for Worlds, you are a phenomenal player. There aren't that many seats at the table for Worlds. You have really earned it. So honestly, a mat, sleeves, and a Dawn for participating at Worlds, that does seem about right, frankly. People have earned their space. But then we get to the trophy cards. There are 3 of them. They are identical, almost, and they feature Gear 5 Luffy. And obviously what we've got here is the winner, the runner-up, and the 3rd place Luffy. And they are the same basic card, same artwork, all of that. But you'll notice that one is a bit gold, one is a bit silver, and one is a bit bronze. It's your classic 1st, 2nd, and 3rd motif. I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not loving the artwork here. It's not for me personally, although I'd say I do appreciate the silliness of Gear 5 Luffy, but it doesn't matter. We're not talking about the Championship Finals. Let's take the Kaido from the Championship Finals. There was a 1, 2, 3 of that. Except there were actually 4 of each of them. Because the winner, Kaido, was given out at the European Finals, North American Finals, the Oceania Finals, and the Latin America Finals. Now, having 4 of each card is still extremely exclusive, let's be clear. But it's a lot less exclusive than 1. These are 1 of 1. Even the 3rd place is a 1 of 1. these are going to get a little bit silly. Now, I'm trying to get information about what the Kaido have sold for, and I'm hearing rumors of sales, and I'm hearing rumors that the rumors are actually not to be believed. It's all very cloak and daggers and confusing, and I'm sure some of you out there have heard rumors, but how many of you have actually heard real verified information? Because I have heard very strong rumors from very good sources that clash. It's all a little bit weird. But what we do know is it's going to be the most exclusive, the most sought after One Piece card we've ever had. And honestly, it doesn't even really matter what the card is. Now, as it turns out, it is the Gear 5 Luffy from OPO 5, the 10 cost, 12,000 power, and on play Don -10. And all your other characters go to the bottom of your deck, but then you take an extra turn, and you got an activate main once per turn, pay 1 to add a Don card from your Don deck active. So you got this big 12k character that can come in and absolutely smash, but you can also get an extra turn at the cost of all your Don and all of your other characters. Oh yeah, but you get an extra Don back every turn. It's an absurd card, but again, it's Gear 5 Luffy, so it makes sense. And of course, there was an alternate art of that in OPO 5, and there was a Manga Rare. Yeah. Remember how we used to think the Manga Rare was exclusive? The Manga Rare is, compared to what we got with these trophy cards, the Manga Rare is not even a little bit exclusive. Assuming, I believe it really is exactly one of each of these which is being given out, we end up in that kind of silly situation where it's impossible to play a playset of this card. Because a playset literally doesn't exist. There is no playset of this card. There's a first, second, and third, and then you'd have to make it up with the manga. Although, anyone that actually put these cards into their deck to play in a tournament, I mean, kudos. But oh my word, you would not find me putting these cards into my deck to actually play with. That sounds absolutely terrifying to me. But these are cool trophy cards. They're extremely exclusive, and it really is a case here of, look, you're going to have to win Worlds to get them or have extremely deep pockets. But Worlds isn't giving out massive cash prizes. Worlds is giving out these cards, and I kind of love it. These are extremely exclusive trophy cards, and people will be happy. But we've mentioned the Manga Rare Luffy. Why don't we mention the Manga Rare from OPO 7? And it is, as you may have suspected, Boa Hancock. Now, of course, it couldn't be either of the secret rares from the set. They both had Manga Rares before. So we end up with Boa Hancock. Of course, we had that treasure rare in China. Now we've got the Manga Rare in OPO 7 everywhere. And frankly, in the past couple of sets, Boa Hancock has become a very, very popular character. I mean, the good news is, if you are a Boa Hancock fan, then your collection just got a whole heap more interesting. The bad news is, it's starting to become very expensive to try and collect Boa Hancock cards, because these are getting a little bit ridiculous. But we had the treasure rare in OPO 6. As it stands at the moment, remember, this treasure rare is only in China. It is a card that exists only in the Chinese version of the game. It wasn't in the Japanese set. It wasn't in the English set. And we know it's not going to be in the English set. We've been told that. It is, as it stands at the moment, a Chinese exclusive. Now we've got a Manga Rare as well. And look, these Manga Rares are awesome. I wish I had the pockets to keep a Manga Rare collection. They are awesome and amazing, and I love them. But what card actually is it? Well, it is the super rare. And of course, you know, if we weren't going to have the secret rare, we kind of had to go and get a super rare. And it is the super rare that we actually got back, well, we are getting, I suppose, in OPO 7. And this is a pretty decent card. You've got on play one of your opponent's characters other than Monkey D. Luffy, which makes perfect sense if familiar with the manga/anime. Until the end of your opponent's next turn, they cannot attack. After that, you take one of your cost 1 or lower characters and put it back to the bottom of your deck. And that also combos with the leader, which lets you draw a card if one of your characters gets removed from one of your own skills, which is kind of cool. And there is an alternate art leader, which I showed you the other day. I'll pop it on the screen here. Again, if you're a Boa Hancock fan, your collection is getting very expensive, but your collection is also getting kind of cool, so it's not the end of the world. decently playable card, and we've got our Manga Rare Bo Hancock. And look, I know some of you are going to be thinking there are other characters, members of the Straw Hat crew, etc., who have not yet had a Manga Rare and are deserving. It's a fair point. But honestly, Boa Hancock seems like super popular as a character, so I don't think too many people are going to be complaining here. So there we go. There's your prizes for Worlds, there's your new Manga Rare, and now it's over to you guys. Tell me how much you want these trophy cards from Worlds. Tell me if you love the Don like I do. Tell me what you think about the Manga Rare from OP07. Tell me anything you want to tell me in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wasi. That's where we talk about One Piece and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.